He just decided, I do not want to be drowned in this storm. I'm throwing my daughter over. And he was so adamant about it. He cut off her fingers as she tried to grip the boat. So yeah, I completely agree with you. This has nothing to do with sacrifice. And we could also say in a lot of the fairy tales where the king will sacrifice the princess to save his kingdom, you're still sacrificing a woman, something, flesh and blood, but also a woman who doesn't have a choice in the matter.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I completely agree with that.
I think that it's interesting as well, and I didn't really look specifically how Sedna is depicted. So Sedna is often depicted as kind of a mermaid-like creature. She does not have legs. She has fins like a mermaid. Sometimes she's armless. Sometimes she's handless. Sometimes her hands are fins. But in other versions, she's actually described as like a sinister hag, or a giant, or a bloated body that looks more like a walrus. And I'm curious, and I wish I had looked into this a little bit more, if those types of depictions show Sedna as being angrier than the other physical features where she looks more like a mermaid. I don't know. Did you look into that at all?
I didn't look into it, but I'm listening to you really carefully. And I think that's fascinating because we're such a visual people, except some of us who are born without sight or don't have sight right now. We're very visual. And so the depictions of this goddess in the story is very important. And you're saying sometimes, and I've seen this, sometimes she's absolutely beautiful. Your ideal Inuit woman. And some of them, she looks very angry, as you're saying. Think about it in relation to the Inuits and their relationship to nature, to food. If they aren't successful in a hunt, they're going to be pretty upset with the goddess who's keeping it from them, that they think is keeping it from them. And so I would just say that it comes from that. It depends on what filter you're using to talk about whatever you're talking about. How's that?